to the library, everyone. I'm Melissa, the acquisitions librarian here at Sandwich, and I'm so excited to share this episode with you today. If you've ever found yourself wondering what book your librarian has on their nightstand, get ready to add these titles to your reading list. Today, I'll be talking about some of my and my coworkers' favorite reads from 2019. While many of these titles were published in 2019, you'll find selections from previous years as well. Throughout January, you can find these titles and more on display when you visit the library. As always, if any of these titles you hear about today spark your interest, they can be placed on hold for checkout through the library either online, over the phone, or in person. Make sure to have your library card and PIN number handy. Let's start with a few suggestions for our younger readers. The Book Wanderers by Anna James. This title is the first in the Pages & Co. series. 11-year-old Tilly learns that she has the ability to follow her favorite book characters into their stories. Will her new abilities help her solve the mystery of her mother's disappearance? Perfect for the young heroine in your life, we highly suggest this story full of magic and imagination. A Night Divided by Jennifer Nielsen, winner of the Massachusetts Children's Book Award 2018-2019. A Night Divided focuses on Gerda and her family as they are physically divided by the Berlin Wall. This Cold War-era page-turner offers a refreshing change in atmosphere from the focus on World War II-era historic fiction. Although written for a middle school audience, this book is a must-read for history lovers of all ages. Children's literature not your thing? Here are some of our favorite adult fiction and nonfiction reads of 2019. On Earth, We're Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Vuong. Poet Ocean Vuong's debut novel has been called stunning, heartbreaking, tender, and necessary. It's a letter from a son to his mother, in which a family history that began before he was born is unearthed. This shattering portrait of a family asks us how we can rescue one another without forsaking who we are. Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gail Honeyman. A book club favorite, Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine is hailed as a wacky and charming read. It is a smart, warm, and uplifting story with an out-of-the-ordinary heroine and a message for all of us about opening our hearts. The Mother-in-Law by Sally Hepworth. I love a book that keeps me guessing until the end, and The Mother-in-Law did not disappoint. This is not your classic mother-in-law, daughter-in-law story. The pages are filled with surprises and gasp-inducing twists. If you lead a book club, The Mother-in-Law would make a great selection for 2020. This Is How It Always Is by Lori Frankel. One of People magazine's top books of 2017, an Amazon book of 2017, a Reese Witherspoon Hello Sunshine book club pick, and one of our staff picks for 2019. Frankel's novel focuses on Rosie and Penn's young son Claude, who wants to be a girl when he grows up. This is an important and timely read that urges its readers to open their hearts and their minds. The Escape Room by Megan Golden. Just like a real escape room, this novel is full of twists, turns, and puzzles to be solved. The Escape Room blends the perfect mix of edge-of-your-seat suspense and psychological thrills. If you're a fan of Lisa Gardner, James Patterson, Harlan Coben, or Sherry Lapena, we highly recommend this read. After the Flood by Cassandra Montag. This debut novel from Montag is the action-packed odyssey of a mother and daughter set 100 years in the future, where a catastrophic flood has eliminated modern technology. After the Flood is the perfect read for adult fans of the Hunger Games series and other dystopian novels like The Handmaid's Tale. When Life Gives You Pears, The Healing Power of Family, Faith, and Funny People by Jeannie Gaffigan. Wife of comedian Jim Gaffigan, Jeannie brings readers a story with humor and heart about the pear-sized brain tumor she had removed, the toll it took on her family, and the priceless lessons she learned along the way. If you're in need of an uplifting read, we highly suggest When Life Gives You Pears. Mindhunter, Inside the FBI's Elite Serial Crime Unit by John Douglas and Mark Olshaker. If you've been binging seasons 1 and 2 of Mindhunter on Netflix, then it's time to grab the New York Times bestseller that inspired it. This highly recommended true crime title gives readers a behind-the-scenes look at some of America's most notorious serial killer cases. Not for the faint of heart, Mindhunter doesn't hold back on the gory details. An Anonymous Girl by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekanen. If you read and enjoyed The Wife Between Us, Hendricks and Pekanen's first novel together, then you will not be disappointed with An Anonymous Girl. Packed with secrets and deception, this book takes its readers on a psychological roller coaster complete with twists you'll never see coming. This title should absolutely be your guilty pleasure read this winter. Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. Where the Crawdads Sing was one of the most highly sought-after titles of 2019. We hope you agree with us that it was well worth waiting months to finally get your hands on a copy. Owens gives us a heartbreaking coming-of-age story where the natural setting is just as important as the characters. Rich descriptions, beautiful storytelling, and deep emotions make this book a must-read. The Library Book by Susan Orlean. I know, it's hard to believe we librarians are recommending Susan Orlean's The Library Book, but it really is an important and interesting nonfiction title. As an award-winning journalist, Orlean investigates the 1986 fire that destroyed over 400,000 books at the LA Central Library, and also shows us the crucial role libraries play in our lives. Another great book club selection for 2020. The Passengers by John Mars. Mars's first novel, The One, was one of our staff picks for 2018. If you have not read it, I highly suggest adding it to your reading list along with The Passengers. In his second novel, Mars delivers total reader satisfaction with a techno-thriller that moves with the pace of an action movie. Hard to put down, you'll find yourself immersed in the characters' lives and their lies. The Passengers is my top read for 2019, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I did. As a reminder, all of these titles are available through the Sandwich Public Library. Many of them are also available in large print or as audiobooks. They can easily be put on hold online, over the phone, or in person. For those of you interested in downloading your books, the library offers 2 free options, Overdrive and Hoopla, where you can find these titles as ebooks and e-audiobooks. Thank you so much for joining me today and letting me share some of our favorite titles from 2019. Here's hoping your new year will be full of new reads.